Hi everybody, I'm Valerie Bertinelli. You might know me from Valerie's Home Cooking, Kids Baking Championship, Family Restaurant Rivals. I'm glad you stopped by today. I want to cook with you. I'm glad you're here. I really thought it would be fun if we could cook some coconut shrimp together. I love coconut shrimp, but I put a little twist on this puppy. It's low carb. Low carb. Let's get started because the first thing we need to do is get our shrimp peeled and deveined. You want to hold on to the tail because that's what you're going to dip it in the sauce that I'm going to show you later. So here's some beautiful shrimp, already peeled, already deveined, and here's some shrimp that's not peeled and deveined. We want this shrimp to look like this shrimp because there's no sense of putting all that delicious coconut on top of the shrimp if it's just going to go on top of a shell that you're going to pull off. Okay, so see, here's the shrimp. Here's his little legs. What you're going to do is get in there and pull his legs with the shell. There's a couple ways you can do it. I try to do it all in one if I can. And you just slide your fingers under there and you pull it all the way off to the very bottom, holding onto that shell at the end because you want to save the tail. So that comes all the way off, and there you go. No legs, no shell, ready to go. However, there's one more thing left to do. Take a paring knife, go at the very top, and then just slightly, just barely slice into the very top of the shrimp. You see how shallow I'm slicing? Then what you're going to want to do is take the tip of the paring knife and get under that vein. I'm going to get down to a thicker one. This is actually a really light looking vein. What you want to do is continue to cut down, but whatever you do, be gentle because you don't want to cut all the way through the shrimp. There we go. There it comes. And then just hold on to it and pull it out. Boom. Get some water, get that vein off. I just want to make sure that every piece of it's gone. And then you're left with a clean, deveined shrimp. Super easy, right? Let's do another one. Because there's another way you can do it. If you want, you can take all these feet off first. So you just grab the feet, take them all off, boom, that's done. Then you have a little bit easier way of seeing where to get in under the skin and where the flesh is. And you just get under there with your finger. You want to hold on to the tail because that's going to be what you dip with. So then I just pull and just pull it all the way around. It should come off in one piece. There you go, just like that. It's off. I'm just pulling a little bit of some of the feet stayed on. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of that off. That's why I kind of like the first way I did it, where you pull everything off together. Then it pretty much all comes off. Okay, time to devein. You see how there's already this ridge here? And the ridge starts going? If you don't want to start at the top and you really want to find that ridge, just get in there, right on that line. And cut down until you kind of feel it pop. And then you look for the vein. This is another beautiful shrimp that, are you kidding me? I don't see a vein. That almost never happens. Wow. There's no vein. I'm verklempt. That's kind of cray-cray. Okay, well there, good. That made my job easier. Let's see what this guy's got in store for us. So, I'm trying to get down in the middle here. You can hear it crack. Can you hear it crack? And you just get to where the last leg is and pull from there. Again, you want to go right through the middle. This one, you can really see the vein. It's right in there. See that dark spot? You just want to get the tip of your knife, grab it, and just pull it. And pull that all the way out. If it breaks, just get in there and get the rest of it. You don't want to leave any in there. It is not something that I want to eat. I'm sure it's not something you want to eat. Okay, there we go. We've got all our shrimp ready. The thing about coconut shrimp is you got to get it covered with all sorts of good, yummy flavors. So I'm going to put coconut on top of it. I'm going to get these dredging stations together. So let me just get this stuff moved out of the way, wash my hands, and then I'll talk to you about the dredging stations. I'm going to saute the shrimp in some coconut oil. This has been warmed up a little bit, so I can just pour it right in. You want to get a nice amount in there because you want the oil to really come up sort of on the sides. You're not going to deep fry this. It's just a really deep saute. So let's get some heat on there. Okay, we got our pan with our coconut oil heating up. Now let's get the dredging station together. There's going to be 3 parts to this dredge. So I've got 3 pans. Once I've dredged all of the shrimp, I'm going to lay it on this pan. What you want to do is make sure all your shrimp are dredged and done and ready to go. And then you start frying. Here's all our ingredients. First station, almond flour. I like almond flour in this dish because it's a little bit sweeter. It's got some flavor to it, and it really goes well with the coconut. So we got the almond flour, then a little bit of paprika. Some onion powder and garlic powder. And then just mix that right up. I can already smell that. I'm gonna get a little whisk out, really get those flavors all together. So get your whisk, make sure there's not too many lumps in here. Almost forgot something, salt and pepper. You know what? While I'm at it, I'm gonna salt and pepper my shrimp. That way there is no way they're gonna be bland. So if you like, please salt and pepper your shrimp right now too. There we go. Just getting all the lumps out, at least most of them. The thing is, with almond flour, it's a little bit stickier, so you gotta really try and get all those lumps out. All right. The next dredging station, eggs. You're gonna have 3 eggs. Just crack them right in the bowl. Not one shell! I can't tell you how often that has not happened. Egg breaking is not my forte, but yet, hey, I did it. Now you're gonna get a little bit of water in there and start whisking them around. Just a touch of water. Then you just wanna break up all the eggs and get them all mixed together. So just lightly beat the eggs, get those yolks incorporated with the whites in the water. That looks pretty good. So what we're gonna be doing is going from dry, wet to dry again. This second dredge right here is what's gonna help everything stick on the shrimp. Okie doke. Third dredge. This is the fun part. All this unsweetened coconut. Doesn't need to be sweetened. And then, instead of panko to make this low carb, these are pork panko crumbs. And I found these a while back and I absolutely love them. And it adds just that extra flavor that just comes in that panko doesn't give you. I love it. So get those all mixed together. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's start dredging the shrimp. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move everything down so when I'm at the end of the line, the shrimp can go right on this. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Make your job easier and mine. Okay, let's get some tongs out. So get the shrimp into the almond flour and all the spices. I like to put as many in there as possible, but I'm only going to bring one out at a time and dredge it. I'm going to get all of them in there because then they can just stay covered. And then I can get rid of this. Let's move this out. I'm going to try and not get my hands in here, but I want to get all these shrimp just covered in the almond flour and the paprika and the onion powder and the garlic powder. You want all that flavor on these shrimp. There we go. Okie doke. Now, once you see that all your shrimp are nicely coated, grab a nicely coated one by the tail. Just get it by the tail and then dredge it through the egg. Holding onto the tail, flip it, and then get it into the coconut mixture. And there you go. There's one shrimp. Isn't that pretty? And then you just keep going like that. Get it by the tail. Listen, if you guys want to use your hands, feel free. I just wash my hands 1,000,000 times a day. There you go. That's an easier way, right? Make sure there's plenty of the almond flour and spices on the shrimp before you put it in the egg. And see how that almond flour and all the spices are staying on the shrimp? And then the egg just gets that extra coating. And look at all that. It just hangs right on. That looks so yummy. Wait until you fry it up. There we go. Okay, just keep dredging the shrimp. Almond flour, egg, coconut mixture, and just go through all of them. Then we get to start sautéing. Keep your coconut oil on a medium-high heat. Take a piece of coconut, drop it in. Look at that sizzle. It's ready. Grab your coconut-coated shrimp. Now, you don't want to crowd the pan. So let's see how many is going to fit in. Oh, that's a beautiful sizzle. The reason you don't want to crowd your pan is because you don't want these to steam. You want a nice, crispy outer shell on these guys. And shrimp does not take a long time to cook. It's about 2 or 3 minutes on each side. Okay, that seems nice. I'm going to get these, probably be in just a couple batches. Let's get one more in. Oh, it's already smelling so amazing, isn't it? Yeah, that's browning beautifully. So then as you just go around with the ones you started with and just boom, 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 turn them all around. And if it seems like it's getting too hot, just turn your heat down a little bit. You want a nice golden brown. Oop, turned that over too quick. Here we go. And you can kind of see how the shrimp is starting to get pink. That's how you know the shrimp is done. So it's going to come right off. Ah, just got popped. Have your tray with some paper towels on it, lined, so that'll soak up the rest of the coconut oil. This one's a big one, so I'm going to let it stay in for a little bit longer while I put the rest in. They feel special, but I gotta tell you, I cook these on a weeknight too, when I want something a little bit more fun. Okay, while these guys are cooking, the ones that I already brought out are still nice and super hot, so I just wanna hit them with a little bit more salt. Turn them over. And if you don't think they're cooked all the way through, they will continue to cook as they're resting. Okay, these guys aren't ready yet. You can see the difference. See how that's a beautiful golden brown? And that's not. All right, while these guys continue to cook, go get your mayo and your sweet chili sauce. And your lemon, because you're gonna make a sauce to dip it all in. I'm putting the greasy side up. It's a good idea to put the greasy side up because when you hit it with that salt that you're gonna do right now, it's more apt to stick. There we go. Looks so good. Okay, so your sauce. Sweet chili. And you could just dip it in that. You could find that in the international aisle. It's all over the place. But I like a creamy sauce. So if you like a creamy sauce too, add in some mayo. Just give that a good stir. That's all nice and incorporated. So how about a serving platter? Let's get a few of these beauties on your plate. Oh yeah. Get a little bit of the sauce in there. Last but not least, lemon. Just pop it with a little lemon. Keep another little wedge for more. I don't know about you, but I want to dig in. So that's what I'm going to do. You can too. Feel free. Okay. Oh, I'm just cracking it open just to release some of the heat. That is so beautifully tender and just done. Let me take a bite out of it and then really show you what it looks like. Oh my. Oh my. You guys, thanks for coming by. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me. I enjoyed cooking with you. Enjoy the coconut shrimp. I am.